God, it's brutal out here. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jalen, and today I'm going to be doing the YouTube anniversary tag created by the lovely Read with Bintu. So if you haven't checked out her channel, her and I guess are like right around the same time when we started our channels, and yeah, she created this tag and I saw it and I realized that my anniversary is coming up on the 23rd, which is wild to me. I cannot believe that this kind of like COVID passion project turned into something that I really love. So I thought I would do this and kind of reflect on my time on Booktube so far, and just talk about the questions that she posed in that video. So yeah, before we get into the reflection, I will share what I'm drinking today. I have Prickly Pear Goza. Fun and pink. So it's 4.8% ABV. This is based out of Gilbert, Arizona here. So it's a Goza style sour ale with prickly pear puree and Himalayan pink sea salt, which we love. I love a salty Goza sour moment. I like that they're like lower in ABV, and I like the saltiness of them. They go down really nicely. I think that they're less calories, but who knows? Wishful thinking maybe, but yeah, so let's see how it is. It's good. I feel like most Gozas taste very similar. Like you kind of know what you're getting into, but that's really clean. I like it. Bright, perfect for summer. So Arizona people, check out Flying Basset Brewing in Gilbert. So let's get into the questions here. I'm so relieved that I don't have to have a stack of books next to me, or I don't have to edit in books in this video. It's gonna be very nice. Question number 1, how have you changed from your first video to now? I think the biggest change for me is that I am much more comfortable in front of the camera than I was a year ago. I remember when I went to film my first video, which is a Booktube newbie tag, I was very nervous. I had been thinking about making a channel for like a couple of months. So kind of like going back to the beginning, I started like my book influencing journey on Bookstagram. So that was back in like 2019 before the pandemic, and I was loving it. Made a ton of friends on there, which is so cool. I was so shocked to see how big like the book community is. I mean, it feels kind of big. I don't know if it really is, but just knowing how many people like their main hobby is reading, it was just so cool and like kind of profound to me at the time. And so I think one thing that I learned quickly though is that my number one like favorite thing about books is also like discussing them. And so I found with Instagram it was more so just like post and go, like not really engaging in full discussions, just like, you know, chatting with a couple people on like DMs and stuff. But I really wanted to have an outlet to like verbally speak about my thoughts on books, and I found it with Booktube. And so I kind of broke out of my shell, made the Booktube movie video one day when I was just like, you know what? I was thinking about it and I was like, I'm just gonna go film it and just see what happens. Like if it's terrible, I just won't post it, whatever. And then I just went for it and posted it, and I'm so glad I did because I love Booktube so much. I feel like it's really helped me grow as a reader and a reviewer, and just being able to like talk about my thoughts more. It's just really good like practice for also like my career as well. I feel like more comfortable just like speaking. I'm naturally a quite introverted person, but I think this has helped me get out of my shell a little bit. And so yeah, I really like that about it. And while I do think I can like better articulate my thoughts kind of off the cuff, it is something to be completely vulnerable. It's something I am quite self-critical about. Like in my wrap-up videos, I'm always unsure like if I'm going to get all my thoughts out that I want to. Sometimes I'll watch back like when I'm editing and be like, damn, I wish I said this or this or this. And I'm not sure if I'm like critically reviewing the book well enough, which I don't think that should be the point really of a channel. It's kind of more so just my reflections on my thoughts on the book and everything. But I do sometimes feel like, or put this added pressure on myself to be like a good critic or something, which I don't know why I do that. Just kind of like competitive with myself, I guess, but I don't know why I'm competing on like reviews. It doesn't make any sense. So I hope that makes sense. But I do think I am much better at like articulating my thoughts and hopefully giving you all a good idea of what a book is about, and also my feelings, and hopefully giving you some insight into like how I approach reading and what I like and how my tastes play into my eventual review of books. So I hope my reviewing style is helpful for you all. I mean, I say that I'm less nervous filming on camera, but I will say, classic Jalen, I still get like red neck while I'm filming, which I hate so much. It's so annoying. And it's not even that I'm like consciously like nervous filming right now, but like just knowing I'm in front of a camera and trying to get like my thoughts out clearly, I have like this added pressure on myself for some reason, or like subconsciously I think I'm like nervous, but I don't feel nervous. It's weird. And I think that'll be here to stay. I don't foresee my red flushed neck while I'm filming will ever go away. So we're best friends, we're buddies. Oh, and final point on this, I think one thing that has changed immensely is when I first started filming videos, I feel like I was very like stiff and just like talking about the books and like ending the video. But I'm hoping now, like in my last like 5 to 10 videos, I'm adding some more like of my personality to the videos. I do a ton of sit down stuff, and so mostly I'm talking about books, but I hope I add some of my own personality to the videos because I feel like it could be dry just watching me talk about books and not add any kind of like flair of myself to it. So I hope that is coming through, and I'll keep working on it. Okay, question number 2, what video are you most proud of and why? For this one, I think the video I'm most proud of is my original tag called the Bar in the Bookcase tag. I cannot tell you how shocked I was seeing how many people have done the Bar in the Bookcase tag. Like, I did not expect it. I wasn't sure if people were going to be like, this is so dumb, like just me like trying to pair a Manhattan with a book set in New York. I didn't think people were going to be like into it, but so many people have done it. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy that people did it and were excited about it. We're able to recommend like a variety of books. I was so happy about that. And I think the questions were pretty fun, and I would like to maybe like do another version of it with some more cocktails or something, kind of like a part 2 tag. Let me know if you're interested in doing that or watching that. But yeah, I loved that, and I love seeing people's responses to it. Super fun. Question number 3, what's your most popular video? My most popular video is Best Books of 2020, followed by my original tag. So that's cool. I figured, the best books of 2020 would be the most viewed one. People want that hot, quick and easy, best 10 that I like, which makes sense. So question number 4, what was an unexpected surprise of being on YouTube? I must say, you guys know what's coming. The book Hotties. This is the number 1 best thing to come out of anything bookish related that I've done in the last 2.5 years, or however long I've been doing book stuff. When I tell you, Grace from GK Reads, Kieran from KD Books, CJ from CJ Reads, and Hannah from Let's Talk About Books Baby have become some of my best friends. I talk to them every single day, all day, about everything, full-on therapy sessions. Like, we know everything about each other, which is amazing. And I love them to death. And it was crazy because we all started booktubing around the same time. And it was just such a crazy coincidence that we all started at the same time and all connected. I will say Kieran from KD Books, he scouts all the new booktubers. And I will say he is kind of like the through line for our friendship because he kind of brought us all together. Through his reaction to the Booker last year, he went live. And then CJ created a text group after that live, and it's been, BFFs ever since. So yeah, I will say I absolutely love them. They are amazing creators, amazing people. Like, I can't even believe there was a time in my bookish years that I did not have them to talk to every day. So Book Hotties, if you're watching, love you all. I can't wait to meet you all in person. It's going to be a vibe. Should I get a Book Hotties tattoo? Just kidding. Am I kidding? I have been thinking about getting like a book tattoo, a little abstract, like little book moment, but I'm too afraid of getting tattoos, so I don't know. Question number 5, what's the hardest thing about creating videos for YouTube? I think there's a couple things here that I want to talk about. I think number 1 for me is coming up with ideas for videos. This is something that Bintu said in her video as well, but thinking of like content ideas for videos to kind of talk about aside from just wrap-ups and blogs. I think it's tough to kind of think of like themed videos, or I don't ever want to rely too much on tags or anything, so it's tough to kind of think of some like original content to push out that's interesting and fun. And also tied with that is also this kind of like inherent pressure I feel with Booktube to be reading a lot of books, to be able to talk more about books. And so that's something that I find is quite difficult, is making sure I'm reading enough to have enough stuff to talk about, to pump out videos like every week or every 2 weeks, and having like thoughtful things to say about them, or like trying to tie them together or something. It's hard sometimes thinking of video ideas. And so yeah, one thing that I'm trying to not do as much is I noticed I was getting this pattern of like constantly leaning towards shorter books because I wanted to have enough videos to talk about for like a wrap up, or just in general have more things to tell you all about and recommend more books to you all. But I do kind of want to steer away from that because I think it's more about quality over quantity. I want to dive some more into longer reads and reads that are outside of my comfort zone and everything. I think that'll be more interesting for me to test my limits as a reader. And there's so many long, amazing books out there that I sometimes put off just because I want to get more content out, which I don't like that about Booktube for me personally. I don't know if others feel that way as well, but I never want to repeat myself too much. I found like sometimes in my videos, I always talk about Tessa Moshfegh, or I always recommend like Real Life by Brandon Taylor, Bunny by Mona Awad, Apartment by Teddy Wayne, like all these books I feel like I always talk about. And at the same time, I'm more critical of my own videos because I know what I've made in those videos. I know as a viewer, you guys probably don't like think about my videos outside of you watching them. So it's just like a me thing, but that's definitely something like my self-criticism is sometimes hard to manage in terms of like making videos. Anyways, that was a rant, but I will say last thing, editing is annoying. It just is. And especially like when I'm trying to make it a little bit more fun to watch, like with zoom ins and like little effects and stuff, it's time consuming to do it. Kind of like that more clerical work of running a Booktube account is kind of annoying. Like making thumbnails is annoying. I like just the talking about the books. I don't really like the extra stuff, but comes with the territory. Question number 6, thoughts on equipment. What has been the most useful piece of equipment you've bought? So I will preface this by saying, if you're going to start a Booktube account, use what you have. That is number one recommendation I have for new people starting a Booktube account. If you have an iPhone, use it. If you have a camera and you don't want to use your iPhone, use it. Because I like having my phone separate if you can, just because I can like read my tag questions easily, and like, I don't know, I just like it that way. But yeah, I think you should use what you have, and then if you know you're liking Booktube, if you want to keep doing it, if you feel passionate about it, etc., then I would say maybe think about upgrading your equipment if you want to. I think Booktube is a very unique type of video in which it's more so about the thoughts and the personality than really the filming, I would say. I think vloggers that are like scaling mountains and stuff might want to invest in like a cool camera to, you know, really reflect the quality of that. But I think much of Booktube is sitting down, and so you don't need like, you know, studio quality stuff. But I will say, me personally, I did decide after like 8 months, I think, on Booktube to upgrade my camera. I have a Canon M50 Mark II. I have a little ring light situation, and then I have this that I keep out of the frame. It's a Blue Yeti microphone that I've been trying to learn how to use. But yeah, I really like the audio quality of this. I would hope to like start podcasting with people and stuff. I really like talking and discussing books with people, so hoping this comes in handy down the line. That's mostly what I have in terms of setup, and then I just edit on my Mac. But that's actually the exact advice that I got from Noelle Gallagher back in the day, like, so over a year ago, right when she was kind of like popping off on Booktube. I DM'd her and said like, hey, I really love your videos, you're kind of inspiring me to start a channel, like, do you have any advice on starting one? And she told me what equipment she has. So she has a Canon M50. Oh, and I should also say I have a Rode mic attachment to like the top of, it's too far away, I don't want to get up, it's like a little Rode mic thing that attaches to the top of camera, and she uses that for vlogging. But she said, just like, use what you have, and then once you know you like it, then invest in more if you want. And so thank you, Noelle, for, you know, giving me a little nudge to start the channel and giving me that advice. It was super cool. I was like, what, Noelle, like, responded to me? But one more thing that's been a huge surprise is, before I joined Booktube, I watched many channels on here, such as like Simon Savage, Jen Campbell, What Page Are You On, Eric Carl Anderson, all of these, you know, bigger Booktube accounts I had been following a bit. And it's so cool to see like when they comment on my videos or subscribe to me. I've been like just shocked. I know Booktube is like a niche thing, but I just never expected to interact with people that I've been following for a while. It's like the coolest thing. So that's been another big surprise, is just like interacting with these people that I've been watching for a while and like chatting with them about books. It's just the coolest thing. So Booktube is cool, okay? Question number 7. Have you had to deal with negative feedback or comments, and how did you handle it? I actually have not had many negative comments at all, I don't think, which I'm so grateful for, because I'm sensitive. No, I mean, if I did get negative comments, I would ignore them, I believe, unless it was like, you know, constructive criticism or just trying to be nice, I guess. I don't know. I just have been lucky with not having any trolls in my accounts, but I think it's not really a thing on Booktube I've seen too much, where people are like mean or nasty on Booktube, and I hope it never is like that. This is just like, we're talking about books, you guys. Like, I don't know. Is it ever that deep? Like, whenever I hear about people getting like a mean comment or something, I'm like, literally, why? Like, why? Why would you choose violence when you can just be nice? You know what I mean? Like, if you don't like a creator or their video or something, just like exit the video. Like, I never understood that. But yeah, I hope I, you know, continue this track record of not having bad comments, because people have been so nice. And when I tell you nice, like, people are so nice in the comments. If you ever commented on one of my videos, thank you so much. It's the coolest thing. Like, I was so nervous starting Booktube, thinking that no one was gonna like interact with my stuff. Thank you so much for interacting with me. I never want to just be like talking to a wall, so I really appreciate whenever someone comments and engages with me or provides me a recommendation. I absolutely love it. So keep the positive comments coming, because I don't want to have to block any trolls. Okay, last question. What advice would you give to someone thinking of starting YouTube? Like I said before, in terms of like equipment and stuff, just use whatever you have if you can. And then finally, I will say, biggest recommendation is just rip off the Band-Aid. Like, I know for me, I thought about doing this for months and months and months, and I wish I had just started it when I first wanted to. I mean, all you have to do is hit record and talk. Really, it's all you have to do. Everything else comes last. I know for me as a watcher, I just want to watch for the personality, for people's thoughts. Everything else is second. And so I think one other thing is just be true to yourself. Read what you want to read, talk about what you want to talk about, and your audience will come, as long as you're being, you know, authentic and just reading what you want and feeling passionate about doing it. I think that's a big thing for Booktube, I would say, is just be yourself. And yeah, just rip the Band-Aid off. If you want to do it, just give it a try. Film the Booktube newbie tag or whatever you want to do, and then see how you feel about it. Even if you're like self-critical like me, I'm quite, you know, I can be kind of tough on myself. I would say post it and see what happens. You know, what's the worst that could happen if you start it? You know, and if you decide not to do it, you just don't have to do it anymore. You know what I mean? Like, Booktube's a vibe. I highly recommend it. So fun. I loved it. And it's crazy. Like, you never know what's going to happen with Booktube, I would say. I feel like I'm being so dramatic, but like, I have made such close friends on here. Like, it's crazy. Like, I never expected it. Never in a million years did I think that we would all be joining like Booktube at the same time and read the same books and like just vibe so heavily. It's so cool, and I'm so excited to meet people in real life. You never know who you're gonna be friends with. So, final thoughts on the channel: I have at this present moment 1,659 subscribers, which that is so cool. Like, I can't believe it. I know I'm not like a big channel or anything, but it's just so crazy that people like take the time out of their day to watch me sit here and talk about books for 20 minutes. Like, that's just so cool. Like, I feel like Booktube and just any kind of like book activity I've partaken in over the last 2 years has made me so much like happier. I've really found like what I think is my passion. I love books so much, and I just don't foresee myself ever stopping doing this kind of stuff. So that's like pretty cool, I would say. I foresee myself being an old lad on here talking about books. So yeah, thank you all so much. It's been an awesome year on Booktube. The final question I have for you all is, what content of mine do you like the most? Or like, what do you want to see on my channel that I am doing or not doing? I would like to do some more like theme videos. Like I recently did a books about longing video, which I really liked filming. It was fun. Yeah, let me know. Do you like my little quick reviews of like a beer or wine? I want to keep, like the theme going on, a bar in the bookcase. But if you don't like it, let me know. I mean, that's totally cool. But open to any suggestions, any ideas you may have. Please let me know. Oh, and so final thing too, I know I said like with joining Booktube, a big thing that I like about making content is discussion. So I love a book club moment. I love talking about a book with a person like live. And so if you would like me to do like maybe live streams or something, let me know, like even on Instagram Live or on here. I was thinking maybe of doing like weekly or monthly like happy hour, like cute moment, like just talking about like what's going on. I would like to do it on Instagram Live so I can like have people like come in and like talk with me about books and stuff. I think that'd be so fun because I feel like with COVID and everything, I'm really missing that like interaction with people about books because I love to, back and forth, argue about books like in a healthy way, and just have that live discussion. I feel like I'm missing that just talking to a camera. So if you would like to see that kind of content, let me know and I'll try to think of how to do that effectively. I would like to do some more collabs in the future. So if you are on Booktube and you would like to collab with me, let me know. That's another way of doing that. But oh yeah, and so one thing also, I am trying to go to Portland to meet another lovely Booktube person who I've already mentioned in this video. So hopefully that happens. That'll be super cool. We will see. Again, thank you all for watching and subscribing and commenting. Booktube is life. Booktube is the vibe. I love it. As always, until next time, cheers.